Good evening on this approaching sunset. Gorgeous, cloudy, glowing, late spring, mid-May here in the greater Bloomington metropolitan area in central Illinois. This is Vincenzo'S Gold Crypto Investing, where you come, that's right, you come and like and subscribe to get a one-of-a-kind, company-based, probability-based trading alerts. And we just gave you an explosive educational video on Zill, very detailed, and I would highly recommend my audience checks that out. Up to 112 subscribers. Can you believe it? Let's take a look at a few quick coins here. Everyone's favorite coins. We always do Dogecoin. I love fucking Dogecoin now, but we're going to go to a different coin. Let's look at Bitcoin. I haven't talked about Bitcoin in a while. Where you at, fucking Bitcoin? There you are. Let's show you some of the power and the weapon that our trading system can be. That's a probability-based system, right? Look at all these random lines. And oh, there's our company favorite, the Saturday Night Live. Nope, that's his stepbrother. That's his twin brother. This is the original industry company exclusive duck hunter. And his very important job is to shoot and kill the ducks that try to break key overhead resistance. Right? Bam! Shot! Damn! Right in the head. Done. Down to the target. Right? If you watch our video back where the duck hunter was created, after we thought we had a pattern recognition call that was later confirmed to be wrong. When we got nervous, we put the duck hunter up there. That later led into the Saturday Night Live hype killer, aka the jabroni killer, that now, who is the twin brother of this man right here, the duck hunter, had a kid, and he is now growing, and in a few short years, he's going to help take down the criminal bankster cartel that has infiltrated and taken over the United States government and Federal Reserve in order to beat down the retail investor into submission. And because Jim Harbaugh is not a subscriber, he's been fleeced and heisted and shysted and shafted by the Ohio State University, 21 out of 22 years. But the jabroni killer's kid will grow up, because he is a natural-born killer in his bloodline, to be the ultimate criminal gangster cartel killer is what his name is. But when we seen this pattern where we thought, I think it was the 3-hour time. Oh, it's much better. This shit out of there. We thought we had a fucking head, or a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. Let's make that look better. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline. That's what we thought we were looking at, right? Let's clear some of this malarkey off now. That's what we thought we had, so we put a buy alert down in here. I think it was about 2 weeks ago, and then it pumped, and it was just a fake out, and it got shot, bam, right in the head by the duck hunter, and it quickly got thrown down into the support level. And then another smart duck tried to gather enough steam, peeked his head up, and bam, got shot in the head again, and down he came to our target down here. But when we recognized, and he got shot down again and got rejected on a double top, we put an emergency BTC sell alert, right? And we got our subscribers out of there. And we said, well, we didn't tell them to sell right here. We told them to sell and profit, because they were up about $2,500 from the trading alert down there. But we said, if you broke this key up supporting line right here, long-term up support, we'll make that a little bit, pull our drawing tool off now. Delete that. Click our little line right here. And we're going to make this bigger. See that? We're going to make this better color up here in our little coloring tool. Orange. No. There we go. You see that? We said if you break that, sell. And then when we come into a closer time frame in a simple, easy to understand, probability-based way to do things, we put an alert out here and said if we break that key up support line, to sell. So I actually got out of my position up here. Most of my subscribers text me and they said they played a tight stop loss around that up support level and got out of that trade no worse than there on their stop loss, and they avoided that disaster and that train wreck to where if you were caught in that, you'd have to fight and claw and climb and scrape your way back up to just short of profitability to only get the rug slipped out from under you to crash again, right? Like, subscribe, and share. Growing, fiery community. I'm very tired, so this is a very, very dumbed down, low very entertaining video, right? But it's very educational because I am not a financial advisor, nor do I play one on TV. Now, if we do a quick on-the-fly analysis of this coin, I had to show you where we were coming from in order to show you where we could potentially be going. You say, well, what the fuck is going on here? Well, what we could have, there's a couple of things, right? Zoom into the hour time frame, more sexy, glowing data points to work with, right? What we could be forming here is we get our company favorite drawing tool off there. Click here. Get our drawing line tool on here and start to find some support and resistance. So go down to the crash. Bam. Got it. See that? Done. See that right there? Support 1. Go up here. Support 2. And what we could be forming here is a bearish continuation pattern, which would be a bear pennant. You say, what the fuck is a bear pennant? Well, a bear pennant is the opposite of what I showed you in that ZIL video that could potentially play out in a bullish scenario, although it is definitely not a probable solution. This is the opposite. It's a bear pennant. And what happens here in a bear pennant is when you crash from up there where we had that sell alert, you find a low and you pump back to the strategically probability-based line at 51,853, and it's not just placed there by accident. I made a horribly produced but highly educational video when nobody noticed and would even look at my videos 3 weeks ago, and I told you we were in an uptrend, sideways consolidating, bearish reversal pattern at $61,000 or $62,000, and I said Bitcoin was going to start to come down. And this was one of my targets. This was my first big target out of the breakout up here, right? Now they're just finally following those levels. And even with that horrible production on that video and unwatchable entertainment value, it is now up to nearing 100 views because now the future has proven that strategically placed, probability-based call to be true. And that call can only be heard and seen here at an industry exclusive VINCENZO'S Gold Crypto Investing, right? That's why we're one of the hottest growing and fiery stations if you look at some of our promos on YouTube. But you see, so like we're saying, crash, come down to support, and then pump. Then hit a strategically placed line that was probability based, and it became overhead resistance and came down. Then you hit your first lower support to try to form some pattern. Then you pump. Then you get rejected as you approach that overhead resistance. Then you trade. Then you tank down the support. Then you pump. Then you tank down the support again for a third or fourth time. Then you pump one last time, straddle upper resistance to confirm the pattern, and now you're coming down. And you say, well, how the fuck do I know what it's going to do after that? Well, remember, on the last video we made, in a company and trading rule is in any pattern, a crashing volume after a pump in any direction, right? We're going to illustrate this in a simple, easy to understand way, because I'm here for you, my growing audience that I love so much. So check it out. So this just works backwards from what we said before. So now your move out of a breakout was a dump. So you have a dump, spiking sell volume, and then crashing volume. Those are both bearish, right? But bullish as far as continuating to the bearish downturn after a consolidation. Then you get crashing volume after, right? You see that? Then the opposite way of to try to tell a bullish or a bearish continuation pattern on a bullish pump What would you want to see here if you put your thinking cap on, get your reading glasses put on? You remember, in a bearish continuation, if you wanted to continue bearish, you want a up and sideways consolidation with a crashing volume after a crashing price. And that would often be a sign that the buyers are being exhausted up here and the sellers are starting to take back over the market on its way down to its target on its next leg down on this crash. See how simple that is, right? And you say, well, what the fuck would a bullish reversal look like out of this pattern? Well, I'll show you in a simple, easy to understand way. Everything looks the same, except now you would have a downwards and sideways consolidation. Do you see that? Just the opposite. If the price was pumping, you would want to see well, it's actually the same because it's sideways and down consolidation and a bearish. So that turns into a bullish potential reversal, right? You see how that would work? We'll make this a different color to see that. If it would have came out of this crash and traded like this, and we're at the same spot, I would say this has a high likelihood of breaking to the upside, probability based just off of trading rules, and that pattern would have a higher probability to break up than break down. It can still break down, but it has a higher chance of breaking up. And this company's built around and supports and will continue to be a probability-based company, so we can sidestep the criminal gangster cartel that is looking to fleece the uneducated retail trader. And we're not going to be one of them at VINCENZO'S Gold Crypto Investing. I hope that was very clear and easy enough to understand what I'm looking at there. So now you say, what the fuck's the target move out of this bearish continuation shit? Well, I'm going to give it to you right now as soon as I make this hideous chart gorgeous. Bam. Bam. All right, you see that? Get that shit out of there. Crashing volume, falling price. We got that. Now, a simple targeted move would be get our second favorite, audience favorite line tool out. Go to the top of where it crashed. We're going to make this look a little different so it's easier. See where it crashed? Remember that? That's where we had that sell we just went over at the beginning of this and it crashed, right? So let's get our little favorite point, our drawing tool off now. Go back into our line tool over here, like that right now. And then you start from the top of the, fucking wedge. Get our little line tool out. I'm rambling. Drawing tool, so you start from the top of the crash to the bottom of the pennant, and then you grab it out of there. Come on, that's the one thing that sucks about TradingView when you got a lot of bullshit. Make it hard on you. Then you grab it out of there and you bring it to the point of a breakout, right? And it looks to me like we broke out there. And I will show you. How the fuck do you know if it's a confirmed breakout? Well, I'll show you jabroni, so you're not going to get caught into another trade like Doge, my company building Dogecoin that you wish you never got in but can't get out of, right? Here's how you know if it's confirmed. And that's our targeted move right there, which is blowing by one of our lower support boxes, which if you look at that explosive video 5 weeks, or not 5 weeks, holy shit, we weren't here 5 weeks ago. I believe it was about 15 or 16 days ago. We said we had a price target of 43,024. That video is still up there. I might even go find it if I get ambitious enough for my audience. If you like and subscribe and share this, I will post that link below where you can see that. But that's our targeted move. But I wouldn't expect, if it breaks down, to just trade and crash. It would come back here and attempt to form a double bottom. You see that? If we crash real quick out of there, we could try to form bottom. Let's make this easy. Pump or dump, bottom, second double bottom. You could try to come up and make a W type thing to see if you could trade around this upper resistance and then break out to move to the upside and retest another strong overhead resistance, right? Or if it's the breakdown and it's confirmed and it's going to meet the target, you're going to start doing a lot of trading here. Then you'll crash down to 42,817. Solid, strong, underneath support. Trade that little shit off there. Then you would trade around. It could even pump back up to this crash low as brief resistance and then crash and get sold off there. And you say, well, why the fuck would it pump back there just to get crashed? Well, the reason it would pump from right back here just to get rejected and crash is because the criminal gangster cartels at the Ohio State University have infiltrated the trading world. And they know to maximize the emotional response of an emotional trader, and they know that traders are people and people are emotional, right? And people are the market. They start pumping because they know this is a key Fibonacci level to pump the price, to entice the buyer, to make them think he's going to miss out and to FOMO in. And they know the strategically placed second that the emotional response of the retail investor to heist and shiest and fleece them where it's at, and then they trigger them in and then they crash it on them because it's a manipulated market by a criminal gangster cartel, right? But here at Vincenzo'S Gold Crypto Investing, you get simple and easy to understand trading alerts and educational diagrams on how to see the method behind my madness of my trading alerts. See how simple that is? Simple and easy. Now, yes, I still hear that subscriber asking, well, how the fuck do I know if this Bear Pennant's confirmed a breakout? Well, I'm going to show you right now if you just calm down. I have no voice. That criminal gangster cartel and all of those promos I did yesterday with flashback Michigan football radio calls that are built and bouncing off the inside of my head, that I just wanted to see how it would sound. So I did it, and I thought it sounded phenomenal as a good promotional to try to entice the audience and new audience and future new audience in countries like South Africa. Welcome, South Africa. It might have been the crypto casino. That was an industry exclusive promo Monday that we put on that was a hit. The crypto casino, right? But I'm going to show you how to tell if it's a confirmed breakout out of this Bear Pennant. So we're going to get that out. We'll put this and just make it smaller to come back to it at a later date, just like we're going to make this smaller. This is all I've been doing with my lines. That's so important. The ones that aren't as important to our discussion, I make them smaller to not obstruct your view, right? So here's how you can tell if it's a confirmed breakout of the Bear Pennant. So first we got to know what happened to get us here to know how to tell if it's confirmed. So we crashed right down, we covered that, formed our first bottom. So we have underneath support now, then a pump, right? And then we got rejected off of that overhead resistance. Then we came down, support, came up, resistance, and then crashed down. Now a critical thing on any breakout, up or down out of a pattern, there's several key factors that you must pay attention to, or you'll be fleeced and heisted and shysted by the criminal gangster cartel and the jabronis that got bought in to the hype on the Saturday Night Live train. But you know, my audience was well ahead and well warned to be far away from that and to buy the huge crash and make those lucrative, beautiful profits. Now, when you crash out and you come out, here's rule one to know if you're confirming a breakout. Big sell volume or big sell pressure in the price, and then pumping sell volume, right? Well, we don't see that here right now. There's no pumping volume in the hour time frame. So that's concern one, if this is actually a breakout or a fake out. I've done extensive videos on fake outs. So go check one of those if you don't know what a fake out is, but it's self-explanatory. But you would like to see volume come in, right? We can see a little bit of volume came in, but it's still trending down. But very important to notice too, take note, write it down in your notebook. I always tell you to write notes down so you can go back and read them later. Repetition is key. We had some, well, let's pour a little drawing tool back out here. You can see we had a pump in sell volume right as you were breaking out. So that's good news if you're looking to see if this is going to try to confirm a breakout. So that's a pumping in volume, so that's good. So that's confirming something happened there. Now, zoom into a closer time frame to get more gorgeous, sexy data points. The second key thing to know if you're confirming a breakout, we have the price move down. See, look how much easier this is. We have the crashing price down through it and pumping volume at the same time. Beautiful. Check. Two huge, critical things in order to tell if you're breaking out of a pattern, right? So get rid of this shit. There we go. So now what you're going to do when you crash out, you find a low somewhere. If you look out in the hour time frame or the 2 hour time frame, the 50 or the 200-day moving average was probably there. Gets oversold. Those are key Fibonacci and trading levels, support and resistance. The 250-day moving average, or the 50-day and the 200-day moving average are critical, along with the 100. I don't have it on here for clutter reasons. So you pump because you got buyers that are already down here. Buyers are waiting down here if the price ever got there. They stack them and then it pumps real quick to entice the uneducated retail investor to only get rejected by the overhead 50-day moving average and very close to the new overhead resistance that used to be underneath support. See that? Very super simple and easy, right? So you come in and get rejected. Now you come down. If you break this low that you just came down to and start crashing and you get another pump in volume, you're confirming the breakdown or the breakout of the pattern, right? And the breakdown in the pattern and the breakout of the pattern. You know what I'm saying? You're confirming the breakout of that pattern. And then you're going to have to look to see where that ultimate target is and watch the chart to see if it's going to end up coming down there, which I would pay close attention to the Bitcoin chart. If anybody was hustled or shysted into a trade in here based off internet hype telling you of a short-term pump, it's possible, but my probability-based forecasting ways in the data that I'm looking at, that's an industry exclusive to Vincenzo'S Gold Crypto Investing. I'm going to stick with my forecast that I made 3 weeks ago and have been giving you buy and sell levels ever since, telling you that we're going down, but these spots could pump and you have a chance to make money if you sell in time and don't buy in the hype, like up here. Like when it crashed, when I gave you and started making YouTube steam, when I called that here, back here, and it crashed down here. After it bounced up here and it broke our key overhead resistance that I was warning about, I said you could buy it and our next potential target could be all the way up here towards the old resistance now. You know, and if you were smart enough to take that advice and then sell our trading alerts in here, right? And then buy into the hype when we came down across that line, you made fantastic gains, right? But now I'm telling you, if you break that line, you're coming back down to this target that we called for. Wait for it. My loyal, original subscribers know we made that call in forecast way over here. I would highly recommend you go check that video out. Like I said before, it's very, very low quality, but highly, highly educational. I am not a financial advisor, nor do I play one on TV. This was just a quick, moderately long video, as it turned out, into the methods behind my madness on some of my charting abilities. Peace and love, peace and love.